Rowing the Charles, running Heartbreak Hill, and golfing at Granite Links. All the activities that put the great in Greater Boston. With its stunning skyline view and top 100 best in America rankings, Granite Links is a must-play destination for golfers near and far. The course and restaurants welcome visitors, or become a member and enjoy full club privileges. To experience the best in the U.S. right here in Boston, visit Granite Links, or to learn more, visit granitelinksgolfclub.com.
Back here once again. Welcome to Steele and Nazz, brought to you in part by HedgeBetter from our headquarters in Braintree, Massachusetts. Tonight, after a disappointing end to the Red Sox season in the ALCS, we have MassLive Red Sox reporter Chris Cotillo to come on the show. Talked about the whole season with the Red Sox, a lot of baseball, shot the breeze about, his career and everything like that. Also, elephant in the room, Intern Andrew was in here for his first episode. How we doing tonight?
Doing well, fellas. Thanks for having me.
Doing well, dog. Doing well. Afterwards,
Clap it up.
Yeah, clap it up is right. Afterwards, we talked a little Pats and their beatdown, the New York Jets. Antan's call there that was came out of left field, I guess, Sunday afternoon, and now they're headed.
Honestly, you know what? I know this is an intro. And I know I'm gonna get beat down for this. This is just as bad as my Thursday night Texans pick. I got two really, really bad ones. But honestly, Adam, fuck you. Literally, you haven't had I guarantee if we look back at
all right, now we're at the Patriots are headed across country to take on Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers in a big tilt this upcoming weekend. We'll also have our NFL Week 8 picks and a whole lot more from Steele and Nazz. Here we go. Let's have at it with MassLive Red Sox reporter Chris Cotillo. We're now joined by Red Sox beat reporter for MassLive.com, Chris Cotillo. Chris, how are we doing tonight? And, it's been a crazy season with the Red Sox, making as far as they did. Just how's everything going with you? I know your schedule must have been crazy with, ALDS playing game, the ALCS there down in Houston. Just how's life been going?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It was a little nuts. It was obviously kind of different than a lot of postseason runs. It was kind of a day-by-day type thing where, heading into the last series of the season, we didn't know if we'd be – there's 4 different possibilities where we could fly for potential game 163 of the wild card game. And then once the wild card game happened, knew we'd have to fly to Tampa the next morning and those kind of things kind of the whole time of, booking flights 5 hours in advance, not a lot of sleep, but that's, the fun of October. But, to see Fenway as packed as it was and to see the Red Sox go on a run when a lot of people didn't expect them to, it's, obviously fun stuff to cover. There's a lot of interest in it. And it was not, like I said, not a lot of sleep, pretty exhausting, but that's what you do the job for, to cover big moments like that.
I know for sure. And I just think about that Nationals game, how crazy it was with, the Devers home run to complete the comeback to, get the home field for the Yankees game. I just want to know a little bit about, the Astros series. And, it was such a weird turn of events. Like after game 3, I bet all the Houston fans were like, oh, this series is over. And then after game 5, we're saying the same thing of how the series is over for the Red Sox. Just tell me what your thoughts on the series. Obviously, the offense went silent. The pitching wasn't too consistent throughout. I thought Nathan Eovaldi was really special for this team, not just in the series or, that back end where he let up a couple home runs there in the 9-2 final there, and I think game 4. But, yeah, just give me a rundown of what you thought of the series.
I think the result's not surprising to me. Astros in 6, if you had said that at the beginning of the series, I would have said that's a fair bet. I thought the Astros could have even won in 5 once the Red Sox jumped out to a 2-1 lead and really with 2 blowout wins, going up 9-0 in back-to-back games in 2 and 3. I thought, this team looks like they have that team of destiny thing. Maybe not the best team in the regular season, but they're playing out of their minds right now. Their offenses seems to finally, have the perfect lineup, be doing, kind of in the perfect structure. And, to me, heading into game 4, they had the edge pitching wise. You have, Zach Greinke going for the Astros in that game. You think it's probably a win. Things obviously unraveled late in both of those games and at Fenway. And then once they got back to Houston, that was kind of the most lopsided game to go to the Astros of the 6. But I think they had all the momentum. They let it slip away. You can point to a few different moments there. That called third strike Eovaldi didn't get late.
Can I just say, I'm not a Red Sox fan, so I'm just going to say this. I'm a Rays fan. Can you guys stop fucking whining about this? I with all due respect, Hunter Renfroe.
I don't care if the Red Sox win or lose at all.
He took a bouncing ball off
He's
the
talking about
stomach.
the Red Sox fans in general.
I've had enough. Evaldi, I mean, he blew up. He was the best pitcher you had all season. I thought Houken and Whitlock were great. And in the playoffs, they did have a couple, bad outings, I would say. Other than that, I didn't think the pitching was all that special. Sale, something's obviously not right. But, when the ball bounces off of Hunter Renfroe's belly and loses the Rays that game, I don't know how they can be crying about a little bit of a
You're all
missed
over
strike.
this team right now.
I hate the Red Sox.
Well, as the impartial guy, I bet you that fans everywhere bitch about everything all the time when it doesn't go their way.
Correct.
So the Rays fans complained about the Renfroe play. The Red Sox fans complained about the Evaldi play. I don't know if it was a ball or a strike. I think, the game day, to me, it looked like a strike, but the point was there either way that I think, that's a huge turning point, and the momentum completely flipped and never came back. So whether it was the right call or not, Laz Diaz flipped that series on its head for better or for worse.
Like that, it was a game 6 there. I know they weren't scoring the whole game. They didn't end up scoring the whole game. But that 2-0 there, you kind of glimpse him for life. And then that Tucker 3-run homer to end things. That just was that an instant close your laptop, story's done, nail in the coffin type of thing? Or how was the press box kind of there in Houston?
Well, it was interesting. I covered games 3, 4, 5 at Fenway, and then in the off day, kind of thrilled the day I wasn't feeling great, and by the time I went to bed, I had a cold. And in today's day and age, with everything going on, I just didn't feel like risking it in case it was COVID or anything. So I ended up staying home. So I was negative. It was just like a 1-day cold, but I had to cover the game from home, which kind of felt weird. After 162 games and 3 weeks in the playoffs and spring training and everything, the whole journey comes to an end, and I wasn't there, but.
Better off.
Writing from home, it was, it ended up saving a 1-day trip to Houston. So I was disappointed, but, it saved some jet lag for sure.
Quick question, because we've been talking about the fan. The fans were a big factor, supposedly, we think, for the Sox. Being in Houston when you were covering it, that fan, they looked pretty electric in the stands there, too. How much are the fans a factor?
They were
in baseball, is it a big factor?
It's contagious.
We've been talking about it for 3 weeks now. Is it a big factor, do you think?
Yeah, it is. And I think
All right.
from
Score for Nazz.
the wild card game on, when the Red Sox were, the wild card game against the Yankees, the crowd was absolutely insane. When we went down to Tampa, no offense, it wasn't a packed house. And I think that it got a little bit loud just because everything echoes under the big top, but I think it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. And then once we got back to Fenway, the last 2 games against the Rays were electric, close games. All 5 games that I was able to go to in the Astros series were crazy. Minute Maid gets pretty loud. They closed that roof for a reason. There's one day we were there, it was like 75 and sunny out. There was no reason to close the roof, but they did it because they wanted it to get loud and they wanted the home field advantage. And now, that's 2 playoff series I've covered there, in 18 and 21. And the fans really get into it. It's a really good baseball town. So, I think the contrast is just different right now because, for those of us who were either unlucky or lucky enough to be at ballparks in 2020 when they were completely empty, seeing the stark contrast between that and what it is now is pretty extreme, but it's definitely better this way.
Good analysis.
Chris, I was at Game 5, and I'll tell you that there was a moment where I literally almost just left because I knew the series was over, and that's when Chris Sale gave up that bomb to Altuve in the beginning. But I mean, that was my take on that. This series is over, and I'm just my father's a pessimist, so I've been peppered in my head for that. Shout out Big Mitch and that ideology. But aside from Game 5, was there any point in Game 4 where you felt like, all right, because even Felger and Maz and everyone around here was saying this is over. There's no way that this is going to go on. I mean, was there a point before Game 5 where you were like, all right, I'm a little worried, even though the momentum they had with the offense?
I think it just, with the Astros, we're the favorite the whole time. When the Red Sox go up 2-1 in that series, people are assuming, the series is over. They have a really good pitching matchup in Game 4. They obviously, the bats are really hot. They've gotten up to 9-0 leads in the last 2 games. And I'm thinking, the Astros still have Altuve, Correa, Bregman, Gurriel, Alvarez, Tucker, Brantley. Like, they're still a really good offense, and they still have, talented arms. I think, they were one of the favorites in the American League to make the World Series all season. There's a reason for that. And so I wasn't thinking, people were acting like it was 3-0. It was 2-1. There's a big difference between those, obviously. And when they won Game 4 and it's 2-2, it's no shock to me at that point. And then once it was 3-2, I wouldn't have been surprised if the Red Sox stretched it to 7 there by winning on Friday night. But the bats just went super cold at a really bad time. The Astros pitching obviously stepped up and was incredible for 3 games, and that was that.
The narrative of this team, I think all season, even when they didn't even have like playoff aspirations in the beginning of the season, you knew this offense was, that's as far as they were going to take this team, is their offense, not their pitching. On their offense, who had a really good regular season, Hunter Renfroe with over 30 home runs, and, I think in the 90s RBIs. He had a horrible postseason. Has been getting hell over like
terrible
talk radio. I'm not sure what his contract is for next year. I know he had 3.1 this year, but do you think even with a stellar regular season, this poor postseason performance is going to affect his contracts going forward?
He's still under contract.
He's still under contract? Okay.
Yeah, he's under contract for 2 more years with the Red Sox as an arbitration eligible guy, so he will get a raise from that $3.1 million. But they'll go to arbitration and dole that out. I don't think he's a risk to be non-tendered, but who knows? If the Red Sox want to keep Kyle Schwarber and JD Martinez, they're going to have to make a difficult cut somewhere else. And I don't think it'll be Renfroe just because of, the whole package, and he's not going to cost you a ton. But, there could be a surprise cut or two from this team, a surprise trade or two from this team, just because there's kind of a logjam and a lot of good position players.
As a transition, I guess, in moving forward and what I wanted, you have JD, you have Schwarber, you have, a few of the arms out of Vino kind of coming up as free agents.
Erod, too.
There's a number of guys, obviously you can fit a few of them under deals. And it sounds like, Schwarber seems like a logical fit that would want to come back. He had success here. He was an on-base machine, obviously, down the stretch. You have, a whole mesh of prospects in the middle infield there with Jeter Downs, with the first-round pick there, Meyer this year. New York, all of those guys, they're the middle of the infield doesn't seem to be an issue. Second base, Christian Arroyo, you don't really want him there long term. But how are they going to fix pitching? Is it, whether it's through trade, is there anybody you see kind of coming in that way?
Free agency too, yeah.
JD, I still see JD as I don't know whether it's a lock to him coming back, but he's still got that injury. He's got the back. He got hurt. He got hurt tripping over a fucking base. I mean,
he's got a player option, right? So that's on him. Right?
Yeah. Again, will he? I mean, would you want to take 2-3 more years?
So what's your question here? With JD Martinez or the pitching?
Both of it.
Okay. Chris.
On JD, I mean, I think it's $19,375,000 to come back for 1 year. Is he going to get a better deal elsewhere? I mean, I don't know about that. I think a lot of it depends on if
how appealing to the market do you think he is, though? I mean, because he was.
But he also had an 800 OP. He also had an 800 OPS, which is league average for 5 months after a great April, which makes his whole year look a lot better than it was.
Thank God. Thank God somebody agrees with me that JD isn't that good. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, he is.
And as a guy who's a designated hitter, he's got 15 suitors right now in the American League, and he's not going to know by the time that option's due if he's going to have 15 more potential suitors in the National League for the universal DH. So I think the Red Sox offseason, and I wrote about this today, a very long, probably boring column actually, but it was just, a lot of their offseason hangs in the balance based on what he does. If he opts in, then they're hamstrung a little bit. Kyle Schwarber is obviously an imperfect fit. He's a guy that all of a sudden you have 2 DHs again on the roster. Do you want to play one of them in the field? That's a defensive liability. Team defense is a priority for this team moving forward. So, JD's going to decide within 5 days of the World Series. I think the other decisions, some of the stuff you mentioned, Eduardo Rodriguez, will he come back? It seems like they're kind of thinking about giving him the qualifying offer, which would be a 1-year, $18.4 million deal for next year. Would he accept that? Probably after the year he had. Would they be happy for him to accept that? Probably, knowing the type of pitcher he can be. So that one might take care of itself right there. Ottavino, Martin Perez, Garrett Richards, Travis Shaw, Jose Iglesias, a lot of bit players there as the free agents. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I think JD really will kind of set the tone for how things will go early with that decision in a couple weeks.
Now I see like the starting rotation. Obviously, Nathan Eovaldi was the ace. He had a great year. Chris Sale, if he can even come back and be half the pitcher he was, he's going to be okay being the 2-3 guy. I think Tanner Houck has a great future with this team. But after that, like you said, who knows if Rodriguez comes back? It starts getting a little tricky. So who can fill out the back part of this rotation? And it's easy to kind of speculate of all these free agents coming on. I saw it seemed like Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw, who could even sign back with the Dodgers here. But who are other guys who could fit these parts of the rotation? Because the Red Sox desperately need to get to the next level, which, I didn't even think they were on this level of getting to the ALCS, but possibly winning a World Series. They obviously need more pitching. Who could that be, and what's it going to take?
Yeah, I don't really see them, if they're going to spend big this winter, going after an arm. Just because I think, when you look at the top of it, Robbie Ray is a guy who the Blue Jays might throw a lot of money at to re-sign, or else some bad team's going to pay him too much for one good year. I know that there's some advanced numbers that suggest that he's good. I don't know if the Red Sox want to do that. Go ahead.
But I feel like he did really well in Arizona. With the advanced stats, I don't think Robbie Ray's a 1-year guy. It almost seems like with Bloom in place, doesn't he not kind of feel like a fit there, especially as a lefty? If Sale's not correct. And actually,
potentially.
Can I get your take on Sale moving forward? What do you think and how he will play? Because he looked horrible.
No guy's going to come back from Tommy John surgery and be the pitcher he was before in his first few outings, but he also had like a 2.5 ERA in 8 starts. So I don't know really what people wanted better from him. Obviously, once he got to the postseason, he had 1 really bad outing and 2 where he had a very short leash and wasn't great. I think the Red Sox expect him to be an ace-level guy again next year. Fair or not.
So you're full on board the Chris Sale trade. Like you're trained. You're full on board.
There's nobody who's going to work harder. He's got a big contract that he's going to, basically spend every second of his life obsessing over living up to.
Right.
His arm's going to be back to full strength. He's going to spend the winter working on command. I believe in the guy just because I know what his work ethic is. It feels like a homer take, but it's really not. I can tell you a bunch of guys that don't believe it on the team.
You're right. And I was just that was my question.
Yeah, but I would say too, when he came back, Chris, how many of his starts were against shitty teams? He played the Orioles, and then he played. Who else did he play?
Yeah, it's about getting back on track.
That to me, and that's always like.
But he did miss that huge critical Yankee series at the end of the season too, and everyone here.
But he's still throwing 96 when he wants to pump it in.
He was throwing 96 in the playoffs.
Yeah, and up to 98 in the postseason. To me, okay, he faced the Orioles like 3 times, and he faced the Rangers, whatever. Like, what are the Red Sox supposed to change the schedule, or
not change the schedule? But when you play the Yankees in that situation, then you usually. Eovaldi, if you asked Eovaldi to do that.
The guy coming out of a tough time, you're being too hard on him.
I'm not being too hard on him. I'm asking what most people are thinking.
A great answer, and it was a phenomenal answer.
I want Sale to succeed. I
don't want him to, but I
want him to succeed. But I'm just curious what Chris's take on that was.
The way they lined it up, it was very simple. They had the plan, knowing that it was going to be a tight race, that you have Chris Sale in game 162 if you need to win that one, and you have Nate Eovaldi in the wild card game, or 163 if you get there. And that's what they had. Chris Sale did not work out in 162. They still won the game, and Nate Eovaldi shoved in the wild card game to get you to the ALDS. And actually, after all that, it worked out. So I think that was the plan all along. They map everything out way in advance, and it worked.
For sure. And I got a question on the manager. Alex Cora came in. Obviously, went through a lot the season before, got suspended, didn't manage the team, got rehired. They come out to a really hot start, and then they kind of died in the summer months, and they came right back as, the playoffs almost just about getting underway. I just want your overall, you're sitting in the math class getting a test. What's your grade on Alex Cora's season? Because I thought he was very, very good in terms of putting guys in the right spots, putting guys in places where they can succeed and not fail. But it's so tough in the playoffs when you're trying to put together a platoon of relief pitchers, especially when a starter doesn't have a good start.
Yeah.
And that's really all like in-game managing and things like that. I just want to know your take on Alex Cora's season, and I want the grade there, whether it's a B, A, something like that.
Yeah, postseason included, I'd say it's a B+. I think he's going to get manager of the year consideration just for getting a lot out of a group that there was nothing expected of. Mm-hmm. It's clear that guys buy in. Ron Renneke was a nice guy. The players seem to like him, but Alex Cora gets a different level out of these guys, whether it be, Rafael Devers or Bogarts or whoever it may be. Obviously, Kike Hernandez, that connection that they had from back home in Puerto Rico. Alex seems to get the most out of these guys over the course of 162 games. I don't know. I know a little bit of how he does it with communication and putting them in spots and making sure guys rest, but, don't know the full picture, obviously, and not being 100% behind the scenes. In October, he made some aggressive moves. There were some head scratchers. He pinch hit Danny Santana a couple times, which, if I'm a Red Sox fan, I don't want to see that guy in the batter's box ever because he can give you absolutely nothing. There were some questionable relief moves, as you mentioned. There were some really quick hooks, with starting pitchers time and time again. There was using Evaldi in relief there, which backfired. But the thing that I think that you can give Alex Cora credit for is that he sticks to what he believes in. And he, in 2018, using relievers as starter or using starters as higher leverage relievers was really effective. And he decided to try to do it again. Having quick hooks was really effective. He tried to do it again. He's trying to piece things together with a pretty short pitching staff. I think that kind of gets lost here too. With the Red Sox, the way the Matt Barnes going downhill as quickly as he did, Adam Ottavino not being consistent and not being reliable, put guys like Hansel Robles and Ryan Brazier in high leverage spots. It made them ask for way too much out of Garrett Whitlock and Tanner Houck.
Who performed really well. They each had like one or two bad performances, but they were tremendous in my opinion. And I don't
Whitlock and Hawk, right?
Right.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
I don't compliment like Red Sox relievers that much, but I applaud them. Like they
contributed towards your guy Brandon Lau going over 19 in the LDS.
That's the difference between the Rays and the Rays being in the World Series and
sitting on the couch right now.
We'll not talk
My next question, a little bit off the Red Sox team this year. I mean, actually, no, we're on the team, but not in the playoffs. Just who's the best locker room guy? Any good clubhouse stories of good sound bites or you just being in the right place at the right time in the locker room, or whether it's a Zoom call or anything like that.
Yeah, we did not step foot in the clubhouse one time this year, thanks to the wonderful COVID-19 pandemic. Yep. Hopefully that changes moving forward. I mean, and I know people at home don't really care about the ins and outs of the job that much, but I just, in terms of getting to peel back the curtain, getting to see the day-to-day stuff, getting to see who's tight with who and what they like to do off the field and what they're watching on TV in the clubhouse, all that type of stuff is completely thrown out the window because we're getting select guys on Zoom calls and occasionally during BP. So I always say, and I feel like being at 100-something games and talking to people in the organization constantly, I can give a pretty good pulse of what's going on, but there's something missing when you're not in there every day. So like I said, hopefully we get back to that come April.
Oh yeah. And another question too, just we ask all our baseball beat reporters whenever they come on. I mean, like you said, they're over 100 games. Even when they're playing a game at the Orioles, does the job get just oh my God, I've been to 6 games this week. Does it ever hit you and you're like, wow, I need a little break from baseball? Because I know when I'm watching it, I know it's different from getting paid and watching it. That I love baseball. I have a baseball background, but sometimes I've had enough of it.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's something that we do really well at MassLive. I have a partner, Chris Smith, and we split the beat. And so while we're both at most home games, we split the road. So, someone will do one road series for 3-4 days, and then the other one will do the other for 3 or 4 days. And I always say, during that time, if he's on the road, I'm trying to, pay a little bit of attention, know what's going on. I'll check the box scores and read his stories afterwards, but not be, consumed with it, be able to go and kind of get away from it a little bit, because it's not just a 6-month grind. It's a February 10th spring training starts, and this season for the Red Sox ended on what? October 23rd, October 24th. That's almost 9 full months. So, it's a lot, and working weekends and nights and double headers and travel days. I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it is definitely, it's long, and there's a lot of aspects to it.
Yeah, I just see, every beat reporter in every sport works hard, but you talk about a 17 game schedule in the NFL, and basketball and hockey are cut by half. Just it's really fascinating to see, baseball reporters, doing what they do day in and day out, and it's really respectable. My thing too on your career, I found very interesting was I kind of want to know the story of, I think. From what I read, doing my research, obviously my homework for this interview here, you're sitting 18 years old in high school, and you covering major MLB news, like the cafeteria. I don't know. I read a story. So just tell me how is that kind of meant to be, because it seems really interesting.
Yeah, it's different. I obviously, while being in high school and being a senior in high school, I worked for SB Nation part-time, no time. It was not for money, obviously, at that time as a 17-year-old. And I tried just to find a way. I realized that at some point, Ken Rosenthal, those types of guys would have had to start making sources, started breaking and started making a name for themselves. And I realized that, I want to try to do that myself. And I started, talking to sources, talking to different people around the game. Was lucky enough and fortunate enough to break a couple of stories, some bigger baseball stories in 2013 when I was still a senior in high school, and that kind of propelled things forward from there. Worked for SB Nation while I was at college at UNC for 4 years, and as soon as I graduated, the MassLive Red Sox beat job opened up, and being from Massachusetts and all that, I thought, this would be cool to apply to and see if I get it. And was lucky enough to get that. So, I got a surprisingly a surprising crash course in the whole industry very early on. Now I'm 26 and been doing it for almost a decade, which is crazy to say. But the experience is all great, obviously, and hopefully the start of a long career.
How do you find a good source? How did you find that first good one? Like, what do you look for in your sources? I always want to know that.
People who are in the know and people who are not.
Who did you know when you were in high school?
Rule number one is you never fucking reveal.
No, I know, but like, what kind of source could you have had like in high school when you were sitting in the cafeteria?
Baseball ones, baseball sources.
Okay, all right. I like to see you're a professional.
The lunch lady.
The lunch lady served up a bad meal.
Chocolate chip cookies instead of the oatmeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were, to be a little more specific, they were sources who gave me information. So,
hey, Chris, what's your side note from baseball? What's your take on UNC basketball this year without coach?
We were a football school for 1 week as we were ranked 10th. I'm actually, and then lost to Virginia Tech, started out 3-3. For selfish reasons, so in June, basketball, I'll get to in a sec. And this year, in June, I booked a trip with my college friends to go see Carolina play Notre Dame in football, which is this weekend, thinking the Red Sox never had a chance to make the World Series. If
you
they
were
had beaten the Astros,
You were banking on that.
Canceled that trip.
Yeah.
I was, and we got right to the precipice, but I will be in South Bend on Saturday.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
After the Red Sox lost.
Nice.
But, basketball, the new era, Roy Williams is gone. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but they'll embrace the transfer portal a little bit more, so that's good news.
Chris, I just have one more question. I mean, the last question there is in this MLB season. You got the Astros on the road to begin Game 1 with the Atlanta Braves. Who do you like in this series? Number count of how long it's going to go and why?
I just think the Astros are super talented. I think people underrate them because they want to hate them, which rhymes and sound. I should write that line. It's pretty stupid.
Put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt, Chris.
Yeah, you guys can have that and trademark it if you want.
All right. Working on it.
But I think the Astros in 6 probably. The Braves are a feel good story, but at the end of the day, they only won 88 games or whatever they did, and the Astros have the talent. Their pitching staff seem to figure it out, and I'll have them in 6.
Quick side note on the Braves. I was talking to someone today trying to figure it out. I played him in high school, but Sean Newcomb, did he make any roster or anything, or has he just been?
He got DFA'd.
He got DFA'd. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, he was Yeah.
But he's good to pitch against the Red Sox twice a week during the Grapefruit League play.
Oh, yeah.
That
Good
is
stuff.
every year.
I just remember he played for Middleborough High, and he was throwing.
He was good.
Bad out of hell, 95.
No,
early on.
he came up. He was a top prospect. He had all the promise.
Yeah, first round pick to the Angels. Yeah.
I mean, they have Kyle right there, Ian Anderson, who's obviously his playoff ERA is insane. But
that's what I think for Atlanta. The thing with them is they have great pitching and timely hitting, and that will get it done in the playoffs.
they don't even have
Yeah.
the best player in baseball fucking
I
playing.
know,
right now
and they
in the
made it
Red
there.
Sox.
They made it there.
Do you have a eulogy you want to say to the Sox? We were calling this like the eulogy Red Sox episode. You spend enough time following them. Do you have anything last words you want to say for the year? It was a great year.
My last words about the Red Sox.
Yeah.
It's they played out of their minds for a little bit, and it's a sign of things to come. I think that they're going to be competitive for a long time. You have your cornerstones and Bogarts endeavors. You got some spare parts: Whitlock, Renfro, Kike, some guys that stepped up that are probably going to come back, and you have your management team in place with Bloom and Cora. I think they're in a really good spot going forward. So, I know a lot of people like to be negative and talk about, they didn't make it this year, but like Alex Cora said at the year-end press conference, you told them in February you're 2 wins short of the World Series. They would have taken that. And I think there's no moral victories around here this time of year, but there's good things to come for that team for sure.
I have one last question. I know we've had like 6 of them now.
Hey, we can do last questions all night long.
Final.
So like again, going kind of moving forward with this Red Sox team, I'm enamored kind of how Dombrowski just completely blew up this farm system, just absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah, well, that's
in the World Series.
That's an easy narrative.
No, I'm not talking shit
He was
either.
brought in to win a World Series and did it, and
Yes.
he deserves a lot more credit than he gets. But go ahead.
Exactly. No, I agree with that.
Get to your question, Matt.
I'm saying, now Bloom. Now you're kind of under Bloom, who's taking it more of a way of to have this patience, and they were lucky to get this far. And if they didn't get this far, Bloom's on the hot seat. If they didn't make that playoffs, if they didn't win Game 163, beat the Yankees, or didn't get even to Game 163, everything
Right.
in the Red Sox head is the fans are going to be kind of going after him.
We would have had pitchforks. Yep.
Exactly. So kind of what is it going forward? Do you see anybody down there in the farm? I don't know how much you follow it. Do you see anybody next year, whether it's Casas?
Please give me Casas.
Well too early for Meyer. Do you see anybody, what's his name there? The outfielder that has the power, Gilberto Jimenez. Anybody, coming up next year as a everyday starter, kind of like how Dalbec did. Or are they going to just go through free agency and just spend kind of how the Dodgers do, or are they going to focus more kind of on a Rays offseason, let the pitching, let the flamethrower
Prospects are
build these
signing,
bullpens and you know what, trade at half price on the deadline and bring in these big name relievers, and then obviously.
Well, I think that Chaim Bloom has used Rays principles to get the Red Sox to this point. But on the verge of contention, the Rays could never have a $250 million payroll if they wanted. And if he wants to do it, he can. So that's always there and available for him. And I'm sure that he's not going to have their payroll be $100 million. If you look at it this year, it was still pretty high. A lot of that was, dead money and Pedroia and too much for certain guys, all that type of stuff. I think in terms of prospects, too early to give up on Jarren Duran. People are forgetting about him. He's a guy that could make an impact next year. Costas is obviously a guy that could come up and be your everyday first baseman by the end of the season. That was what makes what they decided to do with Dahlbeck and Schwarber pretty interesting to me. Jeter Downs had a horrible year in Worcester, but he's tearing the cover off the ball at the Arizona Fall League. Could he be a guy who comes up and plays second base? Connor Siebold as a starter. We'll see what Brian Mata can do coming up. Tommy John surgery. So they still have a whole lot of promising prospects too.
This is actually just a question off the top of my head. Noah Song there. Did he have to go to the Navy and serve, or did he get that pass?
Yeah, he's not part of the picture right now.
Okay.
Chris, really appreciate you coming on, man. Best of luck with everything, and enjoy South Bend this weekend.
Anytime, guys. I appreciate it. Enjoy the conversation. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
If you are looking to shed those extra quarantine pounds and get stronger, or you're an athlete looking to get a slight edge on your competition, we have the gym for you. Introducing Slight Edge Fitness and Performance, conveniently located in Braintree, Massachusetts at 101 French Avenue. With Craig Kelly, best in the business, Slight Edge is offering individual, small group, and sports performing training in a private gym setting. The Slight Edge trainers will be sure to get your heart rate up, increase strength, and help you reach your fitness goals with a customized program. Find them on Instagram using the handle @SlightEdgeFit or visit their website at slightedgefit.com and set up a free strategy session while you're there.
And that was MassLive.com's Chris Cotillo with the Red Sox there. I thought, stellar interview in terms of, how far the Red Sox really went. I really took away with how great Alex Cora, according to his words. I know we all have our own, but I just thought, really well done interview. And what do you think, Antan?
He did a good job of not going too far overboard on.
He might have hated you.
He hates me. He hates me, and I accept it. I don't hate him. So that's maybe a relationship we can mend.
Speaking of hate, I'm gonna go. Okay, go. You go.
You asked him what grade he gave Alex Cora. What are you giving him? He gave a B+, right?
I'd go a little bit further. I'd go A-.
I'd agree.
I think
After all the shit you talked and
great
where
stuff.
he led us to.
No.
No.
It wasn't. My beef with him. There was no really beef with him. I had beef with the front office, with Hein Bloom, with the whole no pitching staff. He did as good as he could with the pitching staff he had. That
Are we gonna start right here?
no,
We're gonna start right
No, we're not. We already talked enough.
no, we're done
Talked
with.
ad nauseum about.
We're done with baseball. I was saying. I'm back on the point of speaking of hate. Bill Belichick spread his hate even more on the New York Jets last weekend as they took care of Anton's money line, 54-13, really pounding on with 20 points in the fourth quarter. I'll just start right out of the gate. First of all, Anton's an idiot. He probably shouldn't make another pick on this show for the rest of the time being. Second off, it was great to see. I hate the narrative of what people have said of
Good pick, Matt.
you blew up you blew out the Jets. So what? No, this team needed a blowout. They needed to score 54 points. That throw from Mac Jones to Kendrick Bourne at the end of the game where people said unnecessary. No, feed me more of that. Because you know what? The Pats were kind of on the side of that sometimes last season. Every game's been close this year, and they need to start getting on that track of being back. And I love, the running game was great. Damian Harris, J.J. Taylor had 2 touchdowns too.
J.J. Taylor had 2 bullshit fucking garbage time touchdowns. Don't give him credit.
I don't give you any credit.
I'll accept it. I will accept it. You know what? I will let Intern Andrew throw an egg at my face. If he can hit me, I don't believe he can.
I'll shake on that right now.
Wait, yeah,
I'll shake on that right.
That would actually
say it again. Repeat it again.
I will let Intern Andrew
From how far away?
I think from a pitcher's mound.
You can throw as hard.
Softball pitcher's mound. Facts and
No,
field.
Little League. That's fair.
No, facts and field.
Facts and field
from the mound. I will shut my eyes, and you can fucking throw it.
Fine. If I break it in my hand, it's an automatic mulligan. Though.
Did we already introduce Intern Andrew yet? I don't think.
Yeah, we did in the intro. He's here. Everyone say hi.
We did. Fuck it.
Long time coming. First time long time.
Last thing I'll touch on is this game went so bad that the New York Jets starting quarterback this week's name is going to be Joe Flacco. How despicable is that? He wasn't even on the team last week. They traded him for a 6th-round pick.
I don't get why the Jets would do that though. They should already be in tank mode again and try and pick another shit QB.
Well, no, and they did.
Cam Newton.
Flacco just knows the offense because he was on the team last year. That's why they traded him. That's the
No, I know, but what are they trying to fix? I mean, there's no hope left.
The quarterback's out for 2 to 4 weeks.
They don't have another guy other than Flacco.
No, he got hurt.
They had a backup.
Oh yeah, they did.
Throw him in.
They clearly didn't see what it's.
KFC living definition of Mike White.
KFC Barstool, big longtime Jets fan, was like, I was looking forward to the Mike Snow. Is that his name?
Mike White. Same
the
thing.
Mike White. Snow White. Fucking Mike White error. And we know how Joe Flacco's going to work out, so they're fucking around. They should just take the losses. Lose out.
My last point of the Patriots win over here was the emergence of, after he's just, including myself, just been talking so much smack about Brandon Bolden. 6 receptions, 79 yards, a touchdown. Was looking like the best player on the field at some point.
He was, and you know who else actually had an early start in that we were shitting on was Johnny Smith. He got a couple targets. He didn't. He looked well.
And see, the Bolden thing's funny just because, like, he gets on as a third down back. Honestly, McDaniels gives them horrible play calls trying to run him up the middle and shit like that. But Jonnu Smith is really exciting to see because you pay him that money. This guy's a bat out of hell, a bad man, whatever way you want to put it. And, we finally put some sense in that contract on Sunday. We'll see what they're able to do next week. But, Amick, you got any final thoughts on this game before we turn it to next week?
No, I just say the Jonnu Smith thing is weird because they did target him heavy in the first half.
Like
they threw to him like 8 times.
Yeah.
And then he already got hurt though. Didn't he get hurt that game? There's no way he's gonna play.
He came out, but a lot of these people, the guys' injuries, including I think Devin McCourty got hurt too, was we're gonna take you out and not put you back in
we're
because
up 30 points.
We're up 30 points.
Yeah. No, I would say the other thing too is now the horror pass to N'Keal Harry. Like what does that mean for N'Keal Harry? Like, because he was out there a lot against the Jets. He was out there more than, I'd confidently say, 40% of the snaps. Even if he was
higher, I think.
Yeah, so what does that mean for N'Keal Harry?
I think it was a try. It was like a preseason game for him.
No, I think it's like, hey, guess what? This is all you get.
Yeah.
I've never denied his
shut up. And
but he did show he could go up over someone. That was a good game.
No. It's you sit down and shut up. We'll put you out against the Jets when we're up fucking 30 points, and you're gonna write out the remainder of your rookie fucking deal for demanding a trade and being a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, but who's in the market for N'Keal fucking?
Nobody. Nobody.
It'd be a Joe Flacco trade, just like what we talked about, like a 6th, 7th round, whatever. You always knew he had.
The Saints should fucking trade for him.
Yeah, you know what? He's always had mitts, but he hasn't had the mindset for it. And there's a lot of guys that come on the Patriots. I know Chad Ochocinco had a great career with Cincinnati.
Goat.
He's not even in the conversation of how good and Kill Harry is. My point is, guys like this who aren't attention to detail guys can sometimes do better someplace else than New England, where it's very complex. They all have to be on the same page. It's happy-go-lucky when you're winning, but when you're losing, it can be hell over there. Big game going on this week. The LA Chargers going on the road. We'll start our NFL Week 8 picks. 5.5-point underdogs. Antan, since you had such a bad pick from the Patriots, I'm going to try to give you, what's it called, a redemption tour here. What do you like, 5.5?
Okay. Everybody thinks, yeah, you know what? I need a redemption. No, you know what? No. Chargers minus 5.5. And this is not me bending the knee or refusing to bend the knee. Justin Herbert can throw the ball. Mike Williams is going to have a touchdown. He has a touchdown, I think, every game he's fucking played. He's going to have 7 receptions, like 88 yards and a touchdown. They're great offense. Eckler's going to destroy us. The thing is, Bill likes to shut down fucking players, and he can't. Who are you going to shut down? Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler? There's so many options over there. I don't think our offense can keep up here. I would bet the over as well. But
his over-unders.
But
what is the over-under?
49.
49.
But I'm gonna take the Chargers minus 5.5.
Minus 5.5. Magic, who do you like, or should we go first?
Also going Chargers. Good shit by the Pats last week. Great to see him. I would love to see him keep rolling, but not against my San Diego Chargers. I know they're in LA, but they're still San Diego, and I'll be home.
You'll be home. You'll be home.
Oh, Magic Mike in the city of San Diego.
I'll be in Cali.
That's a 2-point. That's a 2-point change, I think.
Yeah, I might be down to 3.5 now. For me, this game all comes down to will the offensive line shows up, because you might not even just lose if the offensive line shows up. Mac Jones' head might be gone from Nick. Is it Nick or Joey? Joey Bosa.
Joey.
Yeah, Joey on the Chargers. He's been an All-Pro for the years. He's come in. They got a really good front seven there.
And they also have that safety there.
On the catch-22, you've seen them play against the Buccaneers, and most evident against the Cowboys. What this game is going to come down to is their secondary and getting pressure on Justin Herbert, which if they're not able to do so, hopefully Matt Judon has a great game. Hopefully, like Chris Barmore here has a great game. But Jalen Mills is gonna be huge in this. If he doesn't show up, I think Chargers by 14. If he does show up, I'm going money line. I'm going Patriots money line. I think this is
Nazz is getting homery again.
This is not
You
homer.
just gave us every reason to not bet the fucking money.
You didn't give us one
even
really
to
good
cover the
Patriots.
I'm playing Devin. Okay, because I'm not done yet.
There's no devil.
Are you gonna talk the whole time?
I forgot it was the Adam Nazaro show.
Yeah, you're just living in it, all right, buddy? Yeah. All right. Anyways, so this team, money line wise, this is the game. This is the game of the year. This is the turning point. Every game in the NFL is big. Don't get me wrong, but you're 3-4 right now. You got a tough stretch coming up. And this is probably the toughest game out of the whole stretch. If you're able to win this game, you turn your fucking season around. If Bill Belichick, like he did last year when you went into San Diego or whatever soccer field they played in last year and won 45-0, you do the same exact thing you did. You limit Justin Herbert to as much as you can. You limit those quick passes. You, like you said, you take Williams, you take whoever out of the game. You take Magic Mike out of the game. You take whoever you have to out of the game to win this game. And you got to win the time of possession. Yeah, you win the time of possession battle. Mac Jones has to come to play, but more importantly, like I said, their offensive line and the way you win this game is holding on to the ball, win the time of possession battle, and of course, Damian Harris eating up. And this secondary, I know with Jalen Mills, I know you're going to do it. I know that whole CeeDee Lamb wave thing got to you. I don't want to see another one by who's number 13 there on the Keenan Allen. I know you don't want to see that at the end of the game this time around. I think he's remembered that. I think they're going to have a hell of a practice week.
I smell a milk challenge here. I smell a milk challenge. The way you're talking right now.
I just had a milk challenge, so I'm good for now. One of you guys
you're
get
not
sacked
good.
up.
You're not good because you're talking way too fucking.
No milk challenge.
You sound like you should be in the locker room right now talking.
Because I'm fucking ready for war.
Put some. Grow your balls and fucking milk challenge it. Milk challenge.
Okay,
My lock of the night will be the milk challenge. We'll wait for it.
Okay.
I think Nazz should milk challenge that. The way he just talked.
5.5. I took money line. These two took the Chargers minus 5.5. Where are you leaning towards, Amick?
I'm obviously gonna go Pat's money line.
Oh my god.
No. Here,
Why did we just bring a fucking just a bunch of fucking?
I'm also convinced to take the spread. I understand the Chargers are coming off a bye, so that's great.
Yeah, so
the game before, they got their fucking dicks kicked in against the Ravens, 34-6. The Chargers have the second worst rush defense in the league actively right now.
We got no good runners.
Yes, we do. Damian Harris has been eating.
We are going to run. We're going to run. We're going to run the ball down their throat.
He is not.
We're going to run the ball down their throat. We're going to open up the offense. This is going to be Mac Jones's coming
out party
game.
Coming out party.
It's been the preseason for 6 games. This is the game. This is the season. This game is the season. If you lose this game in LA,
make a challenge.
Derwin James.
This game
may say,
is
hey, Mac,
the whole.
Let me
not so
speak.
fast.
I will make my challenge. I will go streaking down Pacific Beach if the Chargers lose this game.
I'll shake in there right now, and I'll have Bobby McBride film it. Because I have, fair enough.
Maybe Speedo.
What time?
We're gonna have to
of day?
censor it.
I want it 8 in the morning.
It's not maybe.
Yeah. I'll go skinny dipping. How about that?
That's fair.
Skinny
Shake
dipping.
on.
Pacific Beach. If the Pats win.
That's not even a challenge. That's
If the-
not
We do that in the shower every day.
No. If the Pats cover 7,
Okay.
I'll shake on that too.
No. They gotta win.
I said Pats
Gotta
They're
win.
gonna blow them out.
They're not gonna blow them out. They're gonna win
They're
the
gonna
game.
blow them out.
They're gonna
No, but
win.
honestly, I do think Pats win this game. I think this is Mac Jones coming out party. I think this game determines the rest of the season. You lose this game.
Yeah, you and
I
Nazz
hate
are on
to
the
say-
same.
I
You
hate
guys,
to say
you
it's
and Nazz
over.
are on the same. You're drinking the same Kool-Aid.
You lose this game's over. The Chiefs suck right now, which is into your benefit.
Sure.
The fucking Bills are good, but they haven't proven.
Forget
they're
about the
great yet.
Bills. We're not going to win the division. You have to get a 6 or
That's
7
not-
seed. You have to get a 6 or 7
They
seed.
gotta
All
win
right,
every
so,
game
all right,
right
so the Bengals are beatable, but they're playing really good right now.
We're not
The
there
Ravens
yet.
are beatable.
Forget
not
about
there
all
yet.
those teams. All those teams are better
Focus
than
on
us.
LA.
All those teams are
can't.
better
I'm
than
too
us.
excited.
All those teams are better than us. The teams that you should be keeping an eye on right now are the Las Vegas Raiders, the team you're playing on Sunday, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Cleveland Browns, even the Kansas City Chiefs. All these teams, even the Indianapolis Colts, who played phenomenal, and we all cashed in on that money line the other night. All those teams are the teams you should want to lose every single game, because those are the teams are going to be the reason the Patriots might not make the playoffs.
Pat's money line guaranteed.
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 Or I'm going streaking
Stamp it.
or skinny
Stamp
dipping.
it.
We'll now go to our. Is your milk bet going to be the
So
lock of the week?
No, yeah. So okay, this is what I'm gonna introduce here.
Is it the lock of the week though? Because we're in lock of the week.
Yeah.
Okay, we're now to our lock of the week. Go on, Anton.
So we have the milk bet. I have never beaten the milk bet, as everybody knows.
I'm undefeated.
Yeah, I have not beaten it. But we also have the hot chip coming in. We have a couple hot chips coming in. I don't do
Hot
well with
chicks?
We're looking for sponsorship
wish,
too.
I wish.
Packy, I think it's called.
I
the
have,
Packy.
I have another. So we have the hot chip and we have the milk. Yeah, we have a little fire and ice challenge. This is my fire and ice parlay lock of the week. Whatever, which one? I'll you know what? I'll label one fire or one
Just
ice.
spit it out, dude.
I'll label one fire, one ice. If I lose, I gotta eat the hot chip. If I lose the other one, I gotta do the milk. If not, I gotta do both.
I didn't know you were doing an ad read. What's the fucking pick?
It would be a decent ad read for the hot chip. All right, come on, fire and ice.
First lock over.
Is this fire or is this ice?
What game?
What game?
So I'm
Focus,
trying to think
Anton,
if it's
focus.
I'm trying to think if it's more fire.
He
or
left
ice.
He left it at the pub. He forgets.
All right, you know what? Fire first. Panthers, Falcons over.
That game sucks.
46. 46.
All right, no. I like that.
Panthers,
Good.
Falcons over
Good.
46. Fire. If I lose that, I hot chip. My other lock of the week.
You're making this way more complex. Just fucking spit it out, dude.
My other lock of the week is the 1 point Indianapolis Colts dogs against the Titans, who seem to be the best NFL team in the league somehow out of nowhere.
Oh, I'm gonna jump you.
No way.
Well,
I am taking those Colts at home.
do you want to make a deal?
Yeah.
You want to make a deal?
Yeah.
What's the deal?
Whatever you want.
It involves milk.
All right, loser has to pour milk on.
He's already doing that.
Double gallon. Well, double gallon.
Double gallon of milk.
All right, I'm just on the 1 gallon. I don't know.
Oh,
Should we do it? Should we do it?
Afraid?
Double gallon for Anton.
Fat free. Fat free milk.
Fat free. Give me goat milk. I don't fucking care. I'll lay underneath a cow and let it fucking squirt on me.
The loser has to bow down to the next one at the next podcast.
I will never bow down to you.
All right, we're not making a deal.
I don't care. No.
I think bow down at Dan Nazzaro's wedding.
No, I'm not bowing down to a Nazzaro ever in my life.
Oh, well, you might have to tomorrow. All right, so
I'm just saying. The Colts at home against Tennessee.
Wrong.
I'm not wrong.
So wrong.
My lock of the week is the hottest team in the AFC, and that's the Tennessee Titans, -1. Derrick Henry, bat out of hell, coming on the road, just messed up the mic, but gonna go on the road. Derrick Henry, bat out of hell, defeating the Colts 24-14. Who you got, Magic?
Give me the Bucks against the New Orleans.
I do
Give me
like that bet.
the Bucks.
It seems too easy. It's only 5.
Tom threw the
It's only
fucking,
5? Wow.
Tom threw the backwards hat on last game, and I mean,
What you get?
They made Justin Fields. Oh my God! They just made Justin Fields look
I
like.
did get a boner. I did get a boner.
Yeah.
I did. I looked and I said, I got gray hairs in my beard at 29. This guy's 40 something. I was at the pub watching it.
Oh yeah, that's another.
Hammer that.
That's another
That's a
thing.
lock.
Before we go,
Brady's a lock every week.
before we go out with that, I want to forget you guys. I want Magic's take. If someone throws Tom Brady's 600th touchdown pass to you in the stands, what are you doing with it?
Yeah.
He traded it for Bitcoin. Great
No, he
trade.
tra-
He did. I saw it.
Six- 16.
He tweeted his sponsors FTX.
63 grand.
Shout out FTX. They should
He
sponsor.
not only got a Bitcoin though, he got more than that.
Well, good. I mean,
No,
fucking,
he didn't. He wasn't originally going to get it, but he got the Bitcoin.
Yeah. So he got a season tickets for this year. He got 2 Tom Brady autographs. He got a Mike Evans autograph as well. So the average cost total approximately probably 125,000.
So
if you kept that football and you put that in a vault,
500 G's.
So is the whole
yeah,
thing?
in a couple of years, you can make $1 million off that. A terrible
was
trade.
the tweet?
Yeah, terrible trade,
Was
terrible.
the tweet between him and like the FTX thing on Twitter?
That was after the fact. This
That
has
was
been a
that.
whole
Okay,
thing.
okay. All right. Well, either way, buy Bitcoin right
Makes it
now.
down
It's
by
still,
6.
it's still very cheap at $60,000. I know it doesn't sound that way, but fucking go buy it. Pump our bags.
After
Tribes
all,
of Ogun, Real Tarzan. Pump
Shout
our
out
bags.
to Real Tarzan. We may have some huge content
Yeah.
With coming.
After that, Amick, what's your? You got a lock of the week?
Let us
So
talk
I'm
a
looking
little
at this
crypto.
now, and a part of me loves Dan Campbell's energy in Detroit. I fucking,
I love it. I love it.
I fucking
I love where
love
this is
the
going.
way they just played against the Rams.
Honestly,
And
how
honestly-
many trick punts and kicks?
They played great. They
How
played
many
great.
times can you
That was the
take
best
that?
loss I've ever
This is
seen.
probably the.
It was.
Actually, can I? Because this is my first time. Can I have one lock of the week and one I love this game? bet?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so my lock of the week is the Vikings +3 against the Cowboys Sunday Night Football. I think
Really?
Yeah, I really do. I really think the Cowboys are due for bad loss. It's in Minnesota. Shout out Mike Matucci.
Fuck Tooch.
This has Intern Andrew like losing a lot of money written all over.
Yeah.
it.
Oh no. It definitely
gonna
does.
parlay that
It
with,
does.
like, 7 other
No, I'm
teams.
gonna parlay with my lock of the week, which is
right.
the fucking Detroit Lions +3 against the Eagles. They might even win that game. I think
they
they're
will.
due for a fluke game. We're 7 weeks in here.
Boy, that's a shitty game though. That's a shitty game.
It is a shitty game. Exactly, it's a
I don't
shitty
like
game.
either of your picks at all.
I have an announcement to make.
Let Intern Andrew.
I'm coming out of the
The
closet.
board sucks this
I'm
week.
coming
too,
out of
by
the
the way.
closet. I'm an Eagles supporter. I like the Eagles.
You're a clown.
I
You're an
like
absolute clown.
the Eagles.
Clown, dude.
Sounds about right.
I took the
Fight
Eagles.
on
I
time
took the
fight.
Eagles against the Raiders. That was the worst
I
pick
took
of the
the Raiders.
year.
You
Yeah,
should
it
have
the
was.
worst
It
pick of
was.
the year.
You know what?
Should've texted me.
This is Eagles.
And Wallen didn't play, so I thought Derek Carr and no one to throw to. Derek Carr is actually good. He listens to gospel screamo music. So he's
Are you
kinda-
willing to make a bet since it's your like a virginity like
Yeah, but-
Steele and Nazz episode and you're
Do I get both? I can pick one of those games to make a bet on. Right now.
yeah.
What's
like,
the bet?
Maybe milk. What do you want to do?
No,
it could be
yeah.
anything.
No.
that's- I'm
going streaking.
He's
What
milk
do you
free
wanna
tonight.
do?
He's milk free tonight. He's milk free.
No, I want. He's got to. We allowed him on the airwaves. He's got to toss something.
It's too early for the milk.
He's got to
Too
toss
early
some
for the
sort
milk.
of.
What you want to get?
I'll eat.
I got 2 hot chips coming in.
I'll eat a full pack of Oreos in one sitting.
Oh, I like
stuff.
You
that.
do
I like
that.
that.
Well, you
Double
do that every night.
No, I did a.
You
I
have
did one
10
right
minutes.
now. But I
10
took
minutes?
a while off.
What if we put a time limit of 10
Oh,
minutes?
10 minutes. I'll do it in 10 minutes.
He'll do
right.
it. He'll do it in 3.
10 minutes.
But I gotta pick the game first. We don't know what game.
All right,
I
pick
thought
which
you
one
going
do you
with
like more?
Thought you going with Detroit.
I'll go Detroit.
Detroit. I like that.
Detroit for the Oreos?
So
Plus three.
So
yeah.
since
That's a
Amick,
double stuff lock of
since
the week.
Amick,
What if it pushes? Is that
I like
is
that.
it-
That's
I'll
good.
push you fine. I'll push you fine.
Well, Amick led us on into our Sunday Night Football pick. So the Cowboys are on the road at 2.5 against the Vikings. You know
That's
what?
the pick I like.
You know he puts a great argument. The Vikings have been really good on the ground, and Kirk Cousins, is that system type quarterback who's gonna make those throws. He's got good guys. But I just think the Cowboys, this is their year to do some damage. I'm going to go with the Cowboys at 2.5. I think they're coming off a bye, so they've seen the Vikings already. For an extra week. Dak looked great against the Patriots. Their defense, little shaken up. Let up that amount of points to Mac Jones there. At the end of the day, yeah, Dallas 2.5 on the road. Locking it in. What do you got?
Better.
Fuck you, Tucci.
I'll go Cowboys. I'm like I don't know.
That
You
game
say they're due for a
that game
big loss,
screams
but
over.
Oh yeah, screams over.
Put 100 points.
It screams over.
could be Cowboys year. Could be Cowboys. It might be James Askins' year. He's hot right now.
Not to
so
win it all.
fuck it.
They're gonna have a good year though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go Cowboys. No analysis, of course.
I hate what I'm about to say because
Just say it.
under.
Wrong. And he's wrong again.
We'll see.
We'll see.
If you look back at my bets,
Probably
back,
0 for the century.
No, I guarantee I have the best percentage of wins of bets.
Well,
put up.
Mike
You know what?
Mike
I
Steele
could see
definitely does it.
happening in that game. Randy Moss blowing the Viking horn before the game. Sunday Night Football.
Well,
That place would be rocked.
I'd be upset. But
Oh, I thought you said that was happening.
No, I said I hope it
could,
does.
it could.
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas can run the ball, but Minnesota's tough. It's a tough environment. We're starting to get slightly cold weather.
It is in a dome. so
It's in Dallas. Sure.
No, it's in Minnesota. I thought. Isn't it?
No, it's in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's in
Okay,
Minnesota.
either way, it's a dome. But
But what?
Dallas's defense is very good. Adam Dillon can be shut down by Tre'Davious White, or That's who it is, right?
No, it's Diggs. You said this
Trevon
2 weeks
Diggs.
ago.
I
Figure it
mix
out.
them up every fucking
Yeah,
time.
you're an idiot.
Trevon, either
Fucking
way, they're
Bills.
both very good cornerbacks.
Yeah.
He is good. What's the name of the kid from Penn State on their team? Was
Michael Parsons, really good player.
Phenomenal defensive player.
But that's the thing. Their defense isn't set for this year. It's set for the years to come when they bring in big time.
It's not set.
Well, if they bring in big time
If you
free
shut-
agents to play with those
if you
rookies,
shut
it's gonna
down-
be good
If you
stuff.
shut down Thielen, and then Kirk Cousins does a little bit of Kirk Cousins things, like 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's a 55. It's a 55 line.
Yep.
I think it's a shootout, so it's a horrible underpick.
That's
34, 31.
Typically me too, but I love it for some reason.
34,
I love it.
31.
I don't trust
Cowboys.
Dak's literally gonna. You know what? I don't want to bring this back to Little League, but when the kid just threw his arm out and you're like, you saw it.
Too many curveballs.
When you saw it, and like I've literally heard a kid say, "Oh shit." Shout out Jimmy Valpondo. You knew when his arm was gone.
Showtime.
I can see this happen to Dak like any day now, any week now. And no, I'm not relying my under on this, but under.
All right, last game. We'll end our picks on this. The really struggling New York Giants, but who just pulled out a crushing win over the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers 25-3 are on the road against the struggling Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs favored by 10 points. I'm going to go first. Kansas City, looks like a juicy number. They have not played well. They need to play well, and they need to start with this game. Monday Night Football with everyone watching. Peyton and Eli doing the ESPN2. I like Kansas City here. I think Pat Mahomes, 4 touchdown passes. I'm thinking 38-17 final.
Carolina Panthers win.
No, it's the Giants on the road against the Kansas City. Kansas City by 10.
No, you had the Chiefs. Chiefs.
I say Chiefs.
I said Panthers and I fucked you up.
Okay.
And the reason I
Hey,
came
cut
from
that.
behind the producing desk, this is my Showtime lock of the week right now. Yeah, big Kansas City Chiefs fan here. I literally think this is the easiest pick out of every single pick this entire week. So lock it in.
Minus 10. Giants. Analysis.
Hey, can I?
Plus 10.
This is weird.
You're taking the
because-
alternative line?
No, Kansas City is minus 10.
You just said Giants minus
yeah,
10.
I said
fucking
Kansas City minus 10.
No,
You
you
guys
said
are dumb.
Giants minus 10.
Listen to me.
Wait, are they playing the
I
Giants?
did
or
listen.
Play it
Panthers?
back, clip it.
Giants.
Plus.
Plus 10.
So what do you pick? What are you picking?
I picked Kansas City minus 10.
said-
Listen to me. Listen.
Did you see Patrick Mahomes die last week? Did anybody else
Yeah,
see-
but he played a good team. They're not going to play a good team this week.
No. Like the life come out of his eyes when he got fucking his.
Yeah, he was a dead
He died.
corpse.
He died. He literally died. Like,
But he's going to be reincarnated. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be fine.
He's living. He came
They
back.
might even fucking win and win the Super Bowl.
He might
Talking
have
to
met
Mike.
Jesus. He might have met Jesus. He might have met.
Have you met Jesus?
No, it's not. It's not his little brother. That's for sure. But I don't think Mahomes is going to be ready. This is my
8 days to prepare.
Jets. I'm sorry again for Patriots fans for betting against you on the money line.
Giants money line?
Giants money line. If not, I will do something to whatever Adam
Get hit
can
by
think
a
of
car
next
is what
week
you
that's
should
not criminally offensive to anybody. Actually, you know what? We will have the fans vote on what I have to do if the Giants know when.
I'm voting get hit by a car.
I think you should have to eat like an onion like an
potato
apple. I
bugs.
like that one.
I did like that one. I did like that.
I
I will eat an onion like an apple.
What about like a spicy pepper?
We already got the hot chip coming in.
We got-
Have you seen the hot-
I got
yeah,
two-
the
I
hot
got
chips?
two ordered.
He's already got that on the line.
Yeah,
So
I'm betting everything.
you should get hit by a car if you lose all these.
I'll get hit by the Madeiras van.
Okay. All right.
Like
all right.
at a crisp 15, 20 mile an hour pace. Please don't go over that.
Yeah.
That's pretty
All
hot.
right. So done with football talk.
Hey.
All right. What do you want? What
Chiefs.
do you got?
Give me Chiefs.
Give them Chiefs. Here we go. Let's go.
I'm
Let's
taking
have Mahomes
Giants
back.
covering, not
Covering.
winning.
All right. There we go. Halloween's coming up this upcoming Sunday. What is everyone going to be for Halloween?
Great question.
I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. I think I'm going to be jumping out like a pirate kid.
I think you're just a pussy.
Come on.
All right, wait till tomorrow. That was pretty hurtful. Not gonna lie. My feelings are hurt.
You dressing up?
He's not dressing up.
I might be Captain America. I don't know.
What are you being, Magic Mike?
Maybe myself a winning.
I'm going as an easy choice for me out in Cali. I'm gonna dress as Steve. Will do it. Get some happy dads.
That's okay. No, you could have been Doctor Strange. You could have been a magician. You could have been.
That's too much work. I'm gonna throw on a bucket hat, get a fake chain, and drink happy dads and shit. Craig, Showtime. I mean,
I know this is so cliche, but I'm gonna dress up as a biker.
What a loser.
he does that every day. But good. That's a good costume.
For whenever this podcast does come out, I do have a couple parties this weekend. If anyone's looking for some spots, I got parties Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you need any locations, let me know. Got some VIP lists. I got some house parties. I got some whatever you need.
Call our hotline 617-472-9090.
Yeah.
Buffalo chicken calzones all day.
I know that.
Folks, want to thank you guys for tuning. All right.
Wait, I got one thing. I got
Costumes over here from Intern Andrew.
All right.
I do want to say one thing though before I don't have a Halloween costume yet. It's I'm a last minute guy.
I am too.
But I do want to point one thing out.
Oh, yeah,
he's
yeah.
been a guest on the show. My boy Jeff Reynolds. I got the shirt on. He's fighting October 29th, this coming Friday, at Combat Zone in Manchester, New Hampshire. I don't know what this dude he's fighting is Ojuwuku, but I'll be Ojuwuku because he's going to be a dead man Friday night. Because my boy Jeff Reynolds is taking him the fuck down on Friday.
Let's go, Jeff. Jeff's a bad man.
Are you going to
He's a really
Manchester?
I am going. The squad.
I
The
think
whole squad's going.
Make sure you get
People don't know what's coming.
I was
Make
up
sure
in
you get to
Manchester.
Manchester.
I was up in Manchester with Medeiros
Couple
2
weeks
weeks ago. We got in a little bit of trouble up there.
Stole some mozzarella.
Let's not incriminate ourselves because that was actually a very bad story.
Make sure. What's the name of that Irish bar up there?
Murphy's.
Murphy's.
No, not that one.
No, the pint. The
No,
pint.
not that one either.
The
It
thirsty
begins with an
booze.
S. Slag. Sligon. I don't know.
Saigon.
Just go there, right?
Either way, I might be up there. I'll be giving out Steele and Nazz shirts. I'll be giving out Back to Neutral
You
shirts.
won't have anything.
I have 5. You know how many are in my trunk? You know how many I have in my trunk?
I don't have any left. You know
I don't
why?
even have one of those.
I hustled.
I hustled. What do you mean I bought them all?
Yeah,
I
good.
just want to give a restaurant shout out. I had a great sushi spot last night called Abbey Sushi in Charlestown
Big
or
shout out.
Cambridge. Shout out Fernanda.
Was it a date?
Yeah, a little date, a little side action.
I won't go further. I'll leave the privacy there.
Should we shout out Latinas.com? All right, we'll leave it on that.
Folks, want to thank you guys for tuning in, as well as MassLive.com's Chris Cotillo for coming on the show, and Hedge Better, and all of our sponsors for making this possible. Happy Halloween from everyone here at Steele and Nazz. Gonna let it rip this weekend. Be safe out there, and see you next time. Thanks, Intern Andrew, for coming on.
Thanks, fellas.